Shalom, my friends. So, hey, what are some of the signs before the rapture? Well, before we start, would you consider subscribing, hitting the notification bell, and giving us a thumbs up? Thanks. Well, the signs. Sorry to disappoint, but there are none. There are no signs before the rapture. The rapture is a signless event. It is imminent, and nothing has to happen on the biblical timetable before the rapture actually can take place. This being said, many people confuse the rapture with the second coming or the return of Messiah. So let me help you to understand the difference between the rapture and the second coming. Just a few differences that are very important, though. Very important. Number one, at the rapture, Yeshua, Jesus, comes in the air. 1 Thessalonians 4, 16 and 17. But he doesn't land. At the return of Yeshua, Yeshua lands where? In Jerusalem on the Mount of Olives. Zechariah 14, verse 4. He actually splits the Mount of Olives. So in rapture, he comes in the air, doesn't land. Second coming, he lands on the Mount of Olives. Two, Yeshua comes for his saints, the believers. Also in 1 Thessalonians 4, 16 and 17. He comes for the believers, those who have placed their trust in his death and resurrection. Yeshua comes with his saints, 1 Thessalonians 3:13, at the return. He comes back with the saints because he came to get the saints, and he's coming back with the saints. Believers depart from earth at the rapture, 1 Thessalonians 4, 16 and 17. Unbelievers are taken away at the return, Matthew 24, 37, 41. Number four, Yeshua comes to bring a reward to the believers, 1 Thessalonians 4:17. But at the return, the second coming, at the end of the tribulation, Yeshua comes to judge, Matthew 25:31 through 46. A reward at the rapture, a judgment at the end of the tribulation. Five, not preceded by any signs. Like I said, the rapture can happen anytime. 1 Thessalonians 4, 16 and 17, no signs needed. But the return, Matthew 24, 4 through 29, many signs will actually precede the return. And number six, it will happen in a moment, twinkling of an eye. Only believers will see it. 1 Corinthians 15, 51 and 52. And that's for the rapture. The return will be witnessed by the entire world. Revelations 1, 7. Those are just 6 differences between the rapture, when Yeshua comes to take his church back to heaven with him for 7 years, while the unbelievers, Jews and Gentiles, stay on earth to wait for 7 years to go through the tribulation, and at the end of 7 years, Yeshua will return with the saints, land on the Mount of Olives, and judge those who will have survived the tribulation. We see this in the judgment of the goats and the sheep. So the rapture and the second coming, or actually the return, let's call it the return, because really the second coming could be an umbrella title for the moment of the rapture to the establishment of the kingdom. Yeshua comes back to get his church, goes back to heaven, and then comes back with his church to land at the end of the 7-year tribulation. So the return is very different from the rapture. And those are just 6 differences. And this should be also helpful for people who think that the rapture takes place at the end of the tribulation or in the middle, mid or post, because they're really two completely different events for actually 2 different groups of people, not to be confused. I hope this was helpful. Shalom, and be blessed.